What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and today we're going camping with the gators. Look at these guys back here. We got a big old gator on the move. Oh, two of them. We're here in South Florida, headed to our campground setup. This is our first time going camping here in Florida. Real off-grid, primitive camping. Here we go. We're Eric and Marissa. We've spent the last 2.5 years traveling full-time in our renovated truck camper to places like Baja, Mexico, Canada, and 42 states in the US. This fall, we migrated south to where we're picking you up today in Florida. Marissa's over here being our set of eyes for the gators. So how many gators do you think you've seen so far, Marissa?
7 or 8.
So the campground that we're going to is nestled in the Big Cypress Nature Preserve, hence all the gators here. I'll be curious to see how close the gators are. Oh, potholes. Oh. See how close the gators are to our campsite. Do we get an opportunity to feed Marissa to the gators? So, mild catastrophe inside the camper. The table leg has been kind of on the fritz, and sure enough, while we were going on these super rough roads, everything fell to shit. So we fixed the table, put it back, but let's show you the disaster that happens on rough roads in a truck camper when you don't put every single thing away, which is impossible to do. My intentions were going to be to show you guys how we set up camp. First thing is put the slide out. Step one, done. That's really the vast majority of what we do when we get to a campsite. Stage 2. Camp chairs are all set up over there by the fire pit. We didn't bring any firewood, ill prepared. The next step that I'm gonna show you is one that we don't normally do, but because we know tomorrow we've got 30 to 40 mile an hour winds coming at us. And also I've got this squeak, ready? If we're only gonna be somewhere for a day, no big deal, I would just tolerate it, but since we're gonna be here probably 4 days, I'm gonna put the rear jack legs down. So if you don't know how that process works, in a camper like ours, you have electronic jacks that are controlled by a remote. Since our camper is so tall, I need a 6x6. Need actually 4 in total. Ended up taking out all 6x6s. That'll just make it easier, less time with the jacks. So the goal here is not to take the weight of the camper off of the truck. The goal is to just try and stabilize the truck so that it's not going back and forth with all the wind we're gonna be getting. It's a cheap, easy way to stabilize your camper, like RVs that are Class A motorhomes, Type Cs. Those will all have fancy actual leveling systems to keep your rig from swaying back and forth when you're rocking in it or walking in it. All the sway should be taken out. I mean, there'll still be a little bit from the front suspension and stuff like that. We're not taking it all the way, but drastically more firm. Last piece of the puzzle, stairs. Normally they're stored up there in between the camper and the cab of the truck. when we're gonna be somewhere for multiple days, I'll break these out because they just make it a lot easier to get in and out of the camper. It's relatively tall, hopping up on the dirt bike rack, aka our back porch. Stairs make it easy. I can smell Marissa cooking inside. I'm guessing either bacon or burger patties in terms of what it smells like. What are you making? Tacos for yourself?
I'm just rounding up some beef so that we have it and we can do tacos, or I don't know, just because we had it and it has to be cooked.
I'm ready to start cooking too, so we'll pick you guys back up after we eat. I know I said I'd pick you up after we eat, but it's a pretty good looking piece of salmon. Teriyaki sauce, salt, pepper, some Trader Joe's salmon rub seasoning on there. Big hope is that it's actually cooked all the way through, since this thing is big and thick. I didn't want to eat on the table inside there since that leg is currently subjective to its integrity after lunch. That way I'm not hangry. I'll tackle that project. Oh yeah. Hot. 1,000,000 degrees. Oh wow. That's yummy. That's hot. Oh, that was delicious. Nothing left but a little bit of salmon skin there. I'm still definitely a little bit hungry, but Marissa's trying to be super healthy in terms of her eating habits, and I'm trying to follow along with her, so no carbs. I could have vegetables, but I was too lazy. But see how long before I end up snacking. All right, next, fix this table leg. So to fix this table, we're gonna try and use this kind of a pin that came with my torque lift turnbuckles that I don't use because they also hook me up with some locks. And then drill. The problem that we have is the little pin that's in here is no longer strong enough to compete with gravity and the angle of the dangle as we're driving down the road. So I'm gonna take this pin, drill a different hole through here, and then that should keep it in place forever, unless we want to take it off, of course. So the other thing that happened during our off-roading experience was the tabs that hold the table to the wall also got bent a little bit, so I'm gonna have to fix that after, but this is gonna work like a champ. Look at that, super sturdy. Just gotta clean up a little bit, and that'll be good to go. Ended up beating that table into submission, the bracket for it, with the mallet, and it's perfect now. We're gonna go take a walk around this campground area and just stretch our legs. What are you doing?
Sound of the cars.
Yeah, I heard stuff earlier today.
I'm like, where am I hearing cars back there?
Let's check out the bathrooms, the ever exciting shitters.
Eric will be in there for the next 5 days.
Oh, good old pit toilet. A lot of bugs in here though. But they'll just be my friend. It's a pretty nice site too. A lot of these sites, it seems like they have a pretty hard time shedding water, and you got some mud tracks in order to get in and out. So I was trying to choose one that had a little less mud. We've still got some mud around us, but they're all very cute here, and it's only 10 bucks a night, so it's super cheap. You know, no provisions, but honestly, I didn't expect garbage cans. I didn't expect a toilet, so that's a win. And we're back. Look at that. It's like we're in Jurassic Park out here.
Hi. You already missed us?
Marissa made some delicious looking steaks, Brussels sprouts with shrimp on top of the steak. And for the rest of the night, it's probably gonna be me just doing some computer work, Marissa doing some dishes and cleaning. And we'll pick you guys up in the morning for probably a very, very windy day. So the sun's out a little bit, but it's supposed to become overcast as the day goes along, and I'll show you now, but we are sitting on something like only 50% battery. There's no way that we're gonna get that much energy back in one day of just subpar sunshine, so. Goal is to have this generator as far away from camp as possible so we don't have to listen to it. Sitting there, I'm a generator. See if these cords reach and see if we can push that generator any further back. Let's see if we have fuel in here. Oh yeah, filled up, buttercup. Generator's running really quietly in the background there. I have my battery charger on a Bluetooth light switch. So those are my two onboard chargers. I got them off of Amazon. They're supposed to be 30 amps each. They really make probably closer to like 18, maybe 20. We'll let that run for a few hours, see if the solar panels help charge the batteries and lessen the amount that we have to pull from our generator. But I kind of knew coming into this trip here that with the weather being wintertime, so there's less sun overall per day, that we were gonna need the generator, so no big deal. That's what it's there for. Batteries are at 53% as I speak right now, and we'll see how long it takes for them to come back. So for the first time in well over a year, we're gonna use the dirt bike. This place is pretty perfect for just taking a nice little leisurely cruise. Most we're gonna get is hopefully some mud on us. If you don't know, back in October of 22, I flipped this thing while riding with some friends, tore my ACL, got surgery, haven't ridden it since. Partially because we haven't been in places that are conducive for it while I was recovering, and also because I'm just scared of flipping over again. I got whiskey throttle, you know, a little grab. Whee! So Marissa's uncovering it. I'm gonna get the ramp off of here, and then we're gonna go for a cruise. Let that thing warm up for a second. This is the most protective gear I got on. Helmet, boots, doggies. My knee braces wouldn't fit right. I need to adjust them and I don't have the right tool, so I'm even more nervous. Well, that was a nice fun little ride. Came back to the usual camper nonsense. Now the fridge is beeping. So either our propane bottle is done, which we have a spare of, or the wind blew out the pilot light. Let's take off these boots and then we'll figure that out. Marissa confirmed that it is that the one bottle is out of propane. She checked that just by turning on the stovetop in order to make sure that that also didn't work. So what we do that's slightly different than most people is I've got these bottles completely separated up here rather than having the switch that connects the two of them. And I do that because in order to run my grill, I need to be able to have a completely separate propane tank. So now at this point, what this means is we are not able to grill which is not a big deal. So let's swap these out. Just swap those two propane tanks back and forth to one another, get rid of the empty, put the full one in. Now we're good for another 3 weeks of living off grid. There we go. So I do that in order to bleed out any air in the propane line and then turn it on to LP. Day 2 mid-afternoon update. Upper laptop, lower laptop going. We are doing some computer work. I'm sending out a bunch of messages to prospective Airbnb guests that are potentially returning guests, trying to get them to book again. Marissa, what are you doing?
Changing addresses, basically.
We're trying to relocate our legal residency to Florida, and so we're going through trying to get addresses changed and bills shipped down to Florida. On another fun note, I didn't really talk about it, but yesterday when we first got here, I had on flip-flops and one of those little tiny fire ants bit my foot. And now we're gonna show you just how inflamed my foot is. I've been itching it. Marissa's giggling at me because I'm crying about it a bunch. Look at this foot! Big foot, normal foot. I've been bit by these little fire ants before. We were in San Antonio a couple years ago. My ankle got bit by at least one, if not multiple, and my ankle blew up to the size of a softball. Kind of similar to what this foot's starting to do. I just took a couple of Advil in order to try and get some of the inflammation to go down. I'm just gonna keep whining about it, I think. Otherwise, I'm not sure what else to do. Are you excited for more whining?
You're such a baby.
I think I'm gonna put a pair of socks on before I go back outside so that I don't get my foot bitten again. So I'm gonna do a little cleanup here before the rain comes in tonight. We're expecting some torrential thunderstorms for like couple hours, so I'll put away the solar panel that I put out. It's 200 watts. I could use honestly probably like 2 or 3 more. In the summertime we do fine on solar with the 480 watts that we have on the roof and the 200 watts that we have down there. This time of year when it's gray skies and stuff, so my advice, if you're ever building a solar system, design it for the time of year where you have the least amount of sun. Otherwise you're going to be running a generator like I've been doing. I don't know where we left off on discussing projects and stuff to do before the storm comes in. I had to work. I know you guys think I just do YouTube, but I work. The rain percentage has gone down and I still need to move the generator, so let's go do that. All right, got the generator underneath the camper there. Change out the plug. Okay. Oh. I put my dome right into the slide out. I hope I got that on film at least. Oh, that hurt. Oh, man. I blame the whiskey. I blame it. Don't forget, we're gonna move that once this impending 9 o'clock thunderstorm passes. That way I don't have to listen to that thing all night. Generator's running and just turn on the AC. Now I will be interested to see if the AC runs well while also running the battery charger, because we do need to recharge those while we're burning up some gasoline. Battery charger's on, Starlink's on, and hopefully we're gonna start being less sweaty. I need to wipe myself off, I'm gross. So tonight, because I'm feeling lazy, I'm going to do a sponge bath. I don't wanna clean out the whole bathroom in order to take a full-on shower. I don't want to use up the water that we have in our tank in order to take a shower. It's just easier to be lazy. So the goal is not to use soap and take a real shower and call this something special. Goal is to just wipe the sweat and stickiness off of my body. I'm Googling what the perfect bath temperature is. Currently the water temp is 190, so that's gonna be a little too warm for the old sponge bath. We need to drop about 100 degrees. Now that our water temp is down to a palatable temperature, get my trusty washcloth up there. You might notice the dome's looking more smooth. Took the time to shave that big watermelon while this water cooled down. I'm not gonna show you guys me sponge bathing, but you know how it goes. After this, gonna just do some more editing and then go to bed, so we'll pick you guys up in the morning. Big thanks for watching part 1 of our trip to Big Cypress National Preserve. Be sure to like this video, share, subscribe for part 2. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.